In the Snowtown murders, 16-year-old Jamie falls in with his mother's new boyfriend and his crowd of self-appointed neighborhood watchmen, a relationship that leads to a spree of torture and murder.
They're nobody, mate. They're nothing.
It's very important that I preface this review by saying I am from the US. I'll explain why that's important in just a minute, but I was looking forward to seeing the Snowtown murders, which used to be called Snowtown, but the title was changed to Snowtown Murders, and I had seen the trailer, I thought it looked really good, and so I sat down and watched it. I didn't know anything else about it, and that is the downfall of the movie. Like I said, I am from the US, and this is an Australian film. It's based on a real-life killer or killers, and everybody in Australia apparently knows about this. I've never heard of it in my life. And the problem with this movie is that it kind of assumes you know the story. About halfway through the movie, I was very confused, and I thought, oh man, did I space out towards the start and miss something very important that would make everything make sense? And then the movie ended, and I really just didn't know everything that happened. I mean, like, I followed what was happening in front of my eyes, but I definitely was confused on, first of all, what all the fuss was about, because I heard it was great. Second of all, just what really happened. So I immediately went online to check and see what I missed, and the first thing I found on the IMDb message boards, because I usually go there if I have a question, my question tends to have been asked, and one of the first topics I saw was, will people not familiar with the case get this movie? And I did not, because I'm not familiar with the case. And I'm completely comfortable admitting that. I don't feel dumb at all for not knowing it. I don't know anybody that would know anything about this case. And as I read through some of the responses in that thread, it turns out that a lot of people agree. And I felt really good because I thought, like, am I nuts? Did I totally miss something? No. It just really did not explain it well enough. It kind of assumed that you knew the details. I just never got into it because I didn't really know what was going on. And I knew that it was a true story going in, and I knew vaguely what happened, but I just never really got invested in it. It definitely didn't grab me, and it felt like it was a little longer than it needed to be, so that added to it as well, and just overall I was confused. But I was glad to find that I wasn't the only one. Visually, I thought it was great. I really liked kind of the tone of the movie, I guess. It was very depressing, and a word that I've seen used was bleak. Bleak is the perfect word to describe this movie, but it was realistic, I guess you could say. And I have to specifically point out these awesome sequences where people just wouldn't move, they would just be sitting there or standing there, and it would be sped up, like they stood there for a while or sat there for a while, so you could kind of see their heads moving a tiny bit. I thought those were awesome. And I thought the acting was very good in this movie. It's unfortunate I didn't know what exactly was going on because I was interested in the acting. I thought that was pretty compelling, but I didn't know what was happening, so it kind of evened it out, I guess. It canceled it out, I should say. But I thought Bunting, the guy that played Bunting, was really good, and the main kid was also very good. And I don't have anything specific to say, good or bad, about the rest of the cast, but I thought overall they were great. And I have to say, the music was awesome as well. The music definitely added to the movie. There's this one kind of specific music that kept coming up whenever something went down, and I thought that was really cool. It definitely was very driving, and it made you feel like, even if you didn't know what was going on, it made you feel like it was important, so that was really great. But overall, unfortunately, because of the fact that it was a little too vague, although I understand why, because people that understand the case would get the movie, I just didn't know anything about the case going in, so I didn't really get it. And I have looked it up since, so I was able to piece things together, but watching the movie, I didn't know what was going on, and I thought it was my fault, but it really wasn't. Turns out a lot of people were confused, and it just didn't have enough details, I guess, and not enough explanation of what was going on. However, it was a well-put-together film, well acted, and really cool visuals and really cool music, so overall, I guess, I liked it. I can appreciate, that's what it is. I can appreciate that I would have liked it had I known more. So, that is a negative aspect of it, but I can still appreciate it. So let me know in the comments what you thought of the Snowtown murders, or Snowtown, whichever you'd rather call it. Let me know what you thought of the fact that I didn't get it as a person from the US, because I don't know the case. Let me know if you knew the case beforehand or if you didn't know anything about it, and were you confused if you didn't know anything. And let me know where you're from. Are you from Australia? I guess everybody over there knows about this. I don't know about it, and I've asked a few people and they didn't know about it either. So let me know about that. Let me know what you thought of the acting and the music. Let me know anything you want about the Snowtown murders, and that's pretty much it.